Best places to visit in Iceland. Iceland, island of fire and ice, has become one of the world's top travel destinations, not only with thrill-seeking adventurers, but also nature lovers looking for something different. Here, you'll discover active volcanoes, geysers, hot springs, glaciers, ice fields, and fjords. For this sparsely populated country, resting at the edge of the Arctic Circle, sits atop one of the world's most volcanically active areas. Indeed, volcanoes and other seismic activity have regularly reshaped parts of the country. As recently as 1963, a new island, Surtsey, emerged from the sea off the south coast. Icelanders, however, have turned this geological mayhem to their advantage and use geothermal energy to heat their homes and businesses and to enhance their leisure time. As a result, the air is wonderfully clean, and the rugged, unspoiled landscapes remain ripe for exploration and unforgettable adventures. One way to explore Iceland is on your own with a rental car, from several days to a week, including a trip along the ring road that runs in a complete circle around the country. Another way to plot your adventure in Iceland is with tours that can take you to the best options to see the northern lights, ATV trekking over lava fields, and on day trips from Reykjavik to see some of Iceland's most stunning natural beauty, like the Blue Lagoon and waterfalls. Find out more about the best places to visit with our list of the top attractions and things to do in Iceland. 10 Quirky museums. Iceland has an intriguing history of Vikings that settled on the island and folklore involving trolls and other creatures that still influence the culture today. One of the most interesting ways to learn about the varied tentacles of Icelandic culture is by visiting some of its museums. Some of them are seemingly mainstream, while others, sometimes found off the beaten path, explore some rather unusual finds. In Reykjavik, the National Museum of Iceland is a good place to visit to explore Icelandic history and settlement. The Saga Museum also gives insight into the Viking heritage, with life-sized replicas of early settlers, offering a nice history lesson before you venture into some of the other types of museums. Start your quirky museum visit with the Punk Museum on the back street of Reykjavik, which delves into Iceland's punk music scene that emerged in the 1970s. The Aurora Open Air Museum, within the Reykjavik City Museum, is another experience worth trying as you see more than 20 buildings that form a small early settlement village. Not far from Reykjavik in Reykjavik is the Viking World Museum, which has an exact replica of a Viking ship that was discovered in Norway in the late 1800s and exhibitions detailing the Norse settlement. One of the more unique museums in Iceland is the Sigurgeirs Bird Museum at Myvatn. The tiny museum features a collection of more than 300 preserved bird specimens representing over 180 species, and an extensive collection of eggs. The Library of Water in Stykkishólmur will give you insight into Iceland's natural environment, with dozens of columns holding water from ice caps. The Nonsense Museum in the West Fjords is a quirky stop to enjoy a large collection of random items, from sugar cubes to police hats that came from forces around the world. For those who are interested in a deep dive into the history of Iceland's folklore, you should visit the Museum of Icelandic Witchcraft and Sorcery in the West Fjords in Hallgrimskirkja village. This museum gives insight into some of the tales and history on which Icelandic beliefs are based. This can be a tough visit for some, and parents should give it a preview before taking children inside. Nine Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach. While Iceland has some stunning beaches, the Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach on the country's southern coast has an otherworldly appearance. This unique beach is known for its black sand and rocky sea stacks that protrude from the oftentimes ferocious waves coming in from the Atlantic Ocean. The eerie yet stunning landscape of natural beauty at Reynisfjara Beach is one of the reasons it was selected as a filming location for films like Star Wars. The lighting at this beach adds to its contrasting allure, which is why it is a must-visit for anyone who enjoys photography. As with many natural locations in Iceland, Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach has dark folklore associated with it. Iceland legend says that the rocky basalt sea stacks were once trolls pulling seafaring ships to shore in the night, and they turned to stone during sunrise. You are not likely to see any trolls during your visit, but you might see some of the thousands of seabirds, like puffins, guillemots, and fulmars, that nest in the columns. The 2.5-hour drive to the beach is easy from Reykjavik, or you can take a guided trip along the southern coast that includes this as a stop. if you want to spend more time at some of the other features on that side of the island. Glacial Lagoon. While Iceland is full of natural wonders, one of the most spectacular is the Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon. You will ride in a boat through large chunks of ice that have separated from the glacier. The floating ice in the lagoon ranges from the size of small pebbles to the size of cars, but since you are floating in the lagoon with them, they are close enough to touch. Witness the blue hue of glacial cave formations and birds flying above in this natural environment. The South Coast and Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon Day Tour from Reykjavik, popular tour for visitors who want to set up a home base for their visit in Reykjavik and do a day trip to this top attraction. The tour also includes visits to 2 beautiful waterfalls and spectacular views of mountains and glacial rivers along the south coast. Skaftafell Ice Cave, Vatnajökull National Park. In the south of the country, Vatnajökull National Park is a land of glaciers and magnificent ice caves, which attract adventurers from across the globe. The vast national park, one of 3 in Iceland, is divided into 4 sections and consists of Vatnajökull Glacier and its surroundings. You'll find a number of visitor centers. Those in Skaftafell Ice Cave and Hofen are open year-round, while Glacial and Jökulsárlón are closed in winter. The best time to visit Skaftafell Ice Cave is during winter after heavy rain has washed the top layer of the glacier away. If seen at the right time, the cave is bathed in spectacular blue light. Group visits to all areas can be arranged off-season. If you are in healthy shape, you might consider doing a glacial trek with an experienced guide. The treks get you on the ice for an unforgettable experience to see glacial cracks and caves and even drink fresh water from small pools on the surface. The Northern Lights, Aurora borealis. The Northern Lights, or Aurora borealis, are among the most popular tourist attractions in Iceland. Auroras are linked to solar wind, a flow of ions radiating from the sun. These particles become ensnared in the Earth's magnetic field and collide with atmospheric molecules, causing bursts of energy, which appear as large circles around the poles. This spectacular natural light show is best admired in remote places and is particularly impressive at times of increased solar activity. Since the appearance of the Northern Lights is unpredictable, most hotels and lodging operators can provide you with nightly predictions before you go to bed and add you to an overnight call list. They will call your room if the lights appear, as they may only be visible for a short window of time. For one of the most optimal opportunities to experience the Northern Lights, you can take a tour like the Northern Lights Night Tour from Reykjavik, which takes you to the remote countryside for the best chance to see this natural wonder. Spectacular geysers. An easy 50-minute drive from Reykjavik, Strokka Geyser, after which all geysers are named, is the most popular fountain geyser in the country and famed throughout the world. This highly active hot spring area lies in the southwest of Iceland beside the Hetar River and is a favorite stop along what's known as the Golden Circle. Boiling mud pits and around 100 other smaller exploding geysers are waiting to be explored here. Every few minutes, Strokka shoots water 30 meters into the air. Visit the Geyser Center for exhibits and informative presentations year-round. A memorable experience is digging up geyser or hot spring bread, rye bread that has been baking underground for 24 hours. Visitors can also help a chef boil eggs in a hot spring to accompany the bread. One popular day tour to the area is the Golden Circle Classic Day Trip from Reykjavik, which has several stops and can ensure you get the iconic geyser photo from your trip. Blue Lagoon, Grindavik. Just 40 minutes drive from Reykjavik, this most iconic of geothermal spas is a must-see tourist attraction. Here, you'll find natural bathing in pale blue water in the shadow of a power station. An entire Blue Lagoon industry has grown around this attraction since it first became a hit with locals in 1976. The water from the underground hot springs reaches 37 to 39 degrees Celsius and is said to be highly beneficial for both health and skin. If the die-hard Icelanders are anything to go by, don't knock the theory. Aside from bathing in a unique setting, there's a shop selling skincare products, a range of spa treatments, and places to eat and drink. Don't visit Iceland without coming here. Rub on a mask of natural mud in minerals from one of the tubs located on the edges of the lagoon. For the ultimate relaxing visit, you can stay at one of the 2 hotels at the Blue Lagoon and add on a day at the retreat spa. It is easy to book a bus trip to the Blue Lagoon from Reykjavik, but if you want to add an extra element of Iceland adventure, you can book a day trip on an ATV that will have you drive there over lava rock paths and take you back by coach to your hotel. Free whale watching in Reykjavik. No matter when you plan to travel, whale watching happens year-round, although summer is the most popular time to see these gentle giants. During the warmer months, trips run day and night, including whale watching in the midnight sun. Tour operators say there's an 80 to 95% chance of seeing these magnificent creatures, depending on the time of year. Best of all, surfacing often happens right near the boats, so you may well enjoy a ringside seat for one of nature's most awe-inspiring spectacles. Other ocean-going tours are also available, such as birdwatching and island visits. Tours are convenient since there are several types available, and they depart from Reykjavik's old harbour. Stop for a dinner of fresh cod after you return in one of the many small, rustic restaurants located in the harbour area. To ride to the top of Hallgrimskirkja. A Reykjavik modernist icon, this visually striking church is one of Iceland's top attractions, and when you see it, you'll understand why. It's the tallest and most recognizable building in the country. The Black Falls, a basalt rock formation, which is one of Iceland's natural wonders, inspired the architectural design. A climb to the top of the 73-meter-high tower is particularly rewarding. Here, you'll be treated to spectacular views across the city and surrounding landscape. At the front of the church is a statue of Icelander Leifur Eriksson, Leif the Lucky, the first European to discover America around AD 1000. It seems he beat Christopher Columbus by around 500 years or so. For a small fee, you can take the elevator to the top and get the best panoramic view of Reykjavik. One Lake Myvatn and Nature Reserve. A little over an hour's easterly drive from Akureyri is Myvatn in northern Iceland. It is a lake district famous for its wealth of bird life, rich fauna, and large shallow body of water. It's estimated that the area was formed around 2,500 years ago by a gigantic lava eruption. Today, the surroundings are volcanically active, with an eruption occurring as recently as the mid-1980s. Bubbling clay pits, sulfuric fumes, and lava formations all form part of this unique landscape, which is still in flux. One of the most interesting scenic features of Myvatn is the rootless vents formed by the volcanic eruption. While the landforms resemble craters, they did not have a lava flow, but the volcanic activity still resulted in their creation, adding to a stunning and unique appearance around the lake. The name Myvatn literally means midge water, a reference to the prolific midges here, especially during summer, so be sure to pack some insect repellent. The area is also a bird watcher's paradise.